Hello, and welcome to the Asanas of week 3. This week, we are still focused on building positive habits. It is our final week of focusing on that. It takes a few weeks to do that. And our yoga focus is another one of the yamas this week, and it is ASTEYA, which means non-stealing. This practice itself was inspired by Mandino's scroll number 3, which is I will persist until I succeed. And naturally, this class is a lot of resistance and strength building. So here we go. Today we will begin standing in mountain pose. So as you're upright, open your palms facing forward. Close your eyes and gently ground from your feet up through your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your lower back, up through your shoulders, your neck, up to the crown of your head. Take a minute to consider your intention for this practice, your intention for today, this week, your year, maybe your life. And on your next inhale, as you open your eyes, lift your arms above your head. And then gently exhale, swan dive into forward fold. Inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands on the ground and step or hop back into high plank. Keep exhaling to low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe. And at the bottom of the next breath, completely exhale and then hop or step your feet to your hands and inhale all the way back up to standing with your arms over your head. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands on the ground and step or hop back into high plank. Keep exhaling to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. And at the bottom of your next exhale, hop or step your feet to your hands and inhale all the way up into standing with your arms over your head. And then exhale the hands to heart. And on your next inhale, bend your knees deeply and sweep your hands up by your ears to come into chair pose. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands to the ground and step back into high plank. Keep exhaling into low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg and step your foot up in between your hands to come into warrior one. Exhale, come back to high plank. Keep exhaling to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now on your next inhale for the other side, take your left leg, place it between your hands and come up into warrior one on the left. Exhale back into high plank. Keep exhaling into low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And at the bottom of your breath, hop or step your feet to your hands and inhale, coming up into flat back. Exhale into forward fold. Then inhale back into chair pose. Now exhale, press your feet to straighten your legs and bring your palms down to touch at heart center. And breathe. Now we'll inhale up into chair pose. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands in the mat. Step back into high plank. Keep exhaling to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg to step your foot up in between your hands. Now come up into warrior one. Exhale, come back into high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, step your left leg in between your hands, come up into warrior one. Exhale back into high plank, keep exhaling low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. At the bottom of this breath, completely exhale and hop or step your feet to your hands and inhale into halfway lift. Then we'll exhale into forward fold. Now ragdoll your hands on your elbows if you like. Just breathe here, relax. It's more important that your nose is by your knees than that your legs are straight. So relax and breathe. Now from here, step back into downward facing dog. Straighten into high plank, exhale, low plank. And then lower completely to your belly. Straighten your arms so that your hands are by your legs. Palms are facing up. And we're going to come into Locust Pose. So on your next inhale, we're going to lift your chest, your arms, and if you can, your feet to where you're almost in an arc shape. You should feel this in your back, and in your abs, and your glutes. And breathe here. Now gently come out and relax back on your belly. Take a couple breaths here. And when you're ready, come back up into locust. Now gently come out. Take a couple of breaths. And for the third and final round, come back up into locust and breathe. Now relax and push your way back into child's pose. Breathe here for a minute. Now push yourself back up into downward facing dog and come into high plank. On your next inhale, lift your right leg, and on your exhale, bring your right knee to your right outer elbow. Inhale, knee out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, knee out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, knee out. Step back into high plank. And for the other side, inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to outer elbow. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, knee out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, back into high plank. Breathe. And on your next exhale, lower into low plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. And on your next inhale, lift your right leg to come into three-legged dog and open your hip. So breathe. On your next inhale, close your hip to step your right foot through your hands to come up into Warrior One. Now we're going into a warrior two on the right side, so adjust your feet and adjust your arms and hands to where you're in a warrior two. Gaze over your front hand through that middle finger and breathe. Now drop your right elbow onto your front or right knee. Sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Now lift your left arm over your ear and your head up into side angle. And if you can, drop your right hand closer to your ankle and breathe. And from here, find your way to put your hands onto the ground on either side of your right foot. Step your right foot back into high plank. Exhale into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up into three-legged dog and open up your hip to your left. Breathe. Now step your left leg through your hands and come up into warrior. Breathe. Now open up into warrior two on the left side. Now drop your left arm or elbow onto your left knee. Sink deeper into that stretch and stretch your right arm up into side angle. Breathe. Drop that left hand if you can. Now make your way into high plank. Exhale into low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now we'll go into high plank. So with a flat back, core engaged. And we're going to transition into side plank on the right. So you'll be planting with your right hand. You want to stack your left foot on top of your right foot if you can. And open up your body to where your left hand is up. And your arms are perpendicular with the ground. If you need to drop your right knee for stability, feel free. Breathe here. Now gently come back into high plank. And we'll transition to the other side. So plant with your left foot, stack your right foot on top of your left if you can. Open up with your right arm on top. Engage both arms, engage your core. If you need to drop your left knee for stability, feel free to do that. And breathe. Now lower your right hand to come back into high plank. Exhale to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now come into tabletop position from here. Just ground yourself, breathe, be steady. And from here, we're going to thread the needle. So lift your right arm and thread your right arm underneath your left to where your right shoulder and right ear are on the floor. Breathe here. Open up. Release. Now unwind and we'll go for the other side. So thread your left arm through and under your right arm to where your left shoulder and left ear are touching the ground. Release here, breathe. Now push back into tabletop and again back into child's pose. Breathe here. Sink into the stretch. Relax. Now gently make your way onto your back. Take a nice stretch. And from here, we're going to go into reclined twist. So cross your right knee over the left side of your body. Make sure your shoulders are as flat onto the ground as you can. Tee your arms or cactus them. But as you're crossed, your right over left, make sure that you're looking to your right and breathe. This open you up. And come out to go flat, and we'll switch sides. So cross your left knee over the right side of your body, tee or cactus your arms, and look over to your left and breathe. And you can gently unwind to be flat on your back in Savasana. Make sure your arms are by your sides and your palms are facing upward. Gently close your eyes. And as we go into our Savasana, we'll meditate from a portion of scroll number 3. I will persist until I succeed. I will try and try and try again. Each obstacle I will consider as a mere detour to my goal and a challenge to my profession. I will persist and develop my skills as the mariner develops his, by learning to ride out the wrath of each storm. I will persist until I succeed. Henceforth will I learn and apply another secret of those who excel in my work. When each day is ended, not regarding whether it has been a success or a failure, I will attempt to achieve one more sail. When my thoughts beckon my tired body homeward, I will resist the temptation to depart. I will try again. I will make one more attempt to close with victory, and if that fails, I will make another. Never will I allow any day to end with a failure. Thus, I will plant the seed of tomorrow's success and gain an insurmountable advantage over those who cease their labor at a prescribed time. When others cease their struggle, then mine will begin, and my harvest will be full. I will persist until I succeed, nor will I allow yesterday's success to lull me into today's complacency, for this is the great foundation of failure. I will forget the happenings of the day that is gone, whether they were good or bad, and greet the new sun with confidence that this will be the best day of my life. So long as there is breath in me, that long will I persist. For now I know one of the greatest principles of success: if I persist long enough, I will win. I will persist, I will win. gently bring your awareness back to your body and the sounds around you. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. With your eyes closed, push yourself back up into a seated cross-legged position. Breathe, take a few deep breaths, smile. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Namaste.